Starting out on Fnatic's pick, of course, they will take to the defender's side first. And we'll just have to see whether there is something in the water today. All the information sent out as it's a pack of players grouped up by the cannons outside of B right now on the Fnatic side.
Yeah, Vitality's pistol round win rate has been improving, but Fnatic's is one to behold, as we can already see Kayak looking to get active on the B side, but there's not really much support in terms of numbers. That Spike heading elsewhere.
Yeah, this is just a fake. You can see the rest of Fnatic now scaling their way into A. Little light on this side of the map, so Yampi's got to play a cautious game. He's with the support of Profek, and as those two combine, it is Alfier dropped to the dirt.
That's going to be an issue as Fnatic still continue to try and poke and prod that A site, and well, 50 seconds on the clock. They've got options elsewhere, but still interested here on A.
This is the call now being made on the Vitality side, a group up and fight, something absent from the last time we saw these two teams take each other on. The call made to try and fight into double doors. It's a double from Sivov instead against his former team. That brings it back to a 3 versus 4. Vitality on the back foot in this retake.
An extended post plant for Fnatic. They move into mid. This will be an issue for Vitality to try and dissect.
Dart not broken there either, so information on the two players coupled up in oranges. Sayonara trying to lead this walk back through, but time is of the essence. Fnatic know it, and they can play the clock from this position. An open plant complementary to where they currently stand on site. Durka's going to find the first cleanly onto Crashies, but there needs to be a step up here.
The health is favourable to Vitality.
Oh, and Durka's just going to go ahead and scalp another one. Sayonara there as well. Cut fairly fine, but in fact, there's plenty of time for that defuse.
I mean, Fnatic with a much more extended post plant, I thought had everything in their boathouse, player numbers as well. But it's the individuals on Vitality that shine brightest in this first round. But you can already see how this game is going to be played. In terms of Fnatic using their macro to their advantage.
Let's go! Nice! Come on!
Key detail for me on that pistol round in terms of the setup from Vitality is this idea that they have to fight together on site, where previously you would see either Profek or Yampi left isolated. The Harbor, something which he struggled with, not an agent that we'd seen him familiar in the hands of from that time on BBL, of course, the pair of them.
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, that's the thing to talk about here, is there is such history within the server, not just between these two orgs, right? You've got a core on Vitality from that BBL roster of 2025, which Fnatic failed to beat all of last year. And I mean, if they can somehow find the form from 2025 and bring it to Vitality here in Stage 1, upset Fnatic's first attempt at a qualification at home Masters, that would be huge.
Not the first qualification game for Fnatic this year, of course. The kickoff curse continuing, as it had for Vitality.
Yes.
A couple years away from that stage now.
And of course it was Fnatic who stopped Vitality getting any further forward. Nice shot from Durka.
Yeah, he'll do exactly that. Kayak dead in his tracks. A little bit of respect shown here. And actually, Profek does get caught. Durka at the double, right through the smoke, sends them packing. And with that, Vitality clean up near flawlessly on their anti-eco.
Yeah, it's a great start here, getting your bonus round. A strong majority of players through, except for Profek, which, I mean, at the end of the day, are you really going to be that worried? Only thing for me though is what weaponry is in the mix coming into this next one. You've got a Stinger and a Spectre, which you'll probably want in those close range fights. You're on Breeze Hazard, and it's never going to be you who picks those fights. I'm going to be seeing a lot of, I'm going to be interested to see where these weapons are being positioned and what Vitality's plan is for this bonus round.
I can name!
For anyone who's followed VCT for the last couple of years, you know he can aim. And I think that's something which was also missing from the last meeting between the two. Only a couple individuals showing up. 4 of them here in middle at the start for Vitality.
They're ready to take this fight. Behind the Viper wall is Kayak. And tradability is a question as Durka goes flying round the corner. But nothing in terms of real engagements until that Outlaw takes Alpha's head.
Strikes again. Durka left as a deposit behind. No, dashes across, yeah, catches information. And so Fnatic not only short-handed in this situation, but Sivov down to 10 HP. He's still stashed a couple of flashes, so An opportunity for them to entry the B site, perhaps. Kayak on the gap close. And most importantly, Crashy spotted towards A. This is forced Vitality into a heavier lean.
Fnatic starting to look on towards B, but obviously Crashy's going to be late to the party, and that's probably the decision on why Fnatic are being so slow. They're burning through those toxins. And an owl drone just to try and confirm where the exec's coming through. That's good delay through the molly.
It's only for a moment in time, though. 3 bodies here on Vitality.
Oh, and Dirk is outlaw as well, but it doesn't get a kill, and that's the key part about this. The fact that Fnatic now equal out the numbers, but Profek from up high through mid gets another one onto his opposite number.
Sayonara walking out on site here, gun in his hands.
Yeah, now 2 players low. Critical to that Sheriff, but that spike needs to go down.
He's in the corner.
15 seconds, and I think this is it. Vitality with the perfect start to Breeze. Fnatic didn't have a look in.
Yeah, they just bring the bonus round together. Sayonara there in the end, the one who walked out behind their harbor wall, I think it was. Vitality looking far more coordinated already in what it is they're trying to do, trying to exploit here. A couple times Kayak has been caught far advanced with the rest of the team receding behind him.
Oh, poor Sayonara.
And so when you look at it here as well, I think it's important to stress the fact that, you know, Fnatic on this attack side, this is the stronger side for most teams, I think, on Breeze at the moment, especially with the composition, the tools that they've got. It's finding ways to enable him.
100%. I think for Fnatic, they're thinking about Route 1 Valorant. Wanting to hit this site, but there is delay being done through for Vitality's utility. We'll get on to site and we'll get that spike down. So how does the post plant look?
Yeah, Fnatic have no issues so far bringing it into post. Most of these rounds, it's Vitality's retakes which have looked strong and their own high tide goes up.
That it has, and you look towards the retake percentage as it's not looking too good for Vitality overall, but they're prepared. You can see the utility getting ready to be thrown, and as it does, more and more utility trying to stop Vitality's onslaught, but it's not successful, as you would expect, especially with these rifles and especially with the experience. It's just crashes, and sure, we've seen him clutch before, but a 1v5 with just a pistol, it would have to have been a miracle. Again, that perfect start has not been hindered. Vitality up to 4.
Yeah, Fnatic getting themselves into decent situations, as it is an in-zone flawless for Vitality here, but not really having the guns there to convert it. Got to be tracking the ultimates at this stage in the game. Crashy's death in the previous and Sivov early on, bringing up the Null Command and Hunter's Fury for them. Sayonara prioritized at the end there to get the defusal. That puts him within touching distance of his own Sova ulti.
Let's go!
And actually, we're going to see a very early timeout here on the Fnatic side of things.
Not often we see this, but it's actually...
It looks like it's starting to be put back into place. What is Fnatic's answer heading into their next gun round?
And out of the battle of the coaches, let's see the impact, because the last time, it felt as if Fnatic got the better of that. Timeout's more impactful. And Fnatic, the one to deny Vitality even a single map this year. It's been very difficult to be a Bees fan.
Yeah, the Golden Hornets, not often seen in these parts, thanks to Fnatic. And they're going to have to evacuate from the B site here as well. Chronicle steps back past the half wall into CT and waits for that rotation to come in. Sivov's ult here is going to be huge to stall them out, and Crashies, of course, has the Hunter's Fury in post if required.
Yeah, you feel as if this post plant is already beginning to look strong, but with Vitality 5 strong themselves, this retake could be big.
And the wall goes up just before Sivov gets to pop the ult. He's going to get caught on default.
Yeah,
big kill from Kron.
Massive from Kron, first in the kill feed, but can they get even better for Vitality? They need to get on this spike. That's going to bring more bodies on the line as Boaster with a quick double kill. Sivov's still alive, and Vitality out of nowhere fill that kill feed. The Hunter's Fury is not good, it's not hit, and it's a defuse for Vitality! 5 in a row without a look in!
Catch your breath.
Vitality continue the shutout, and Whoa, with the scenario presented in front of us, I did not expect to see that happen. Two big ults invested on the Fnatic side. But Sivov unlucky with his timing, perhaps. First showing on the KO, of course. Every other map, just the two of them shown so far. Against BBL was the Phoenix.
One enemy remaining.
Oi! Hey, crashes! What the f? I missed my ulti! What the?
And Chronicle again.
He's missed the ulti.
Oh,
Austin, where are you?
Waving his arms around like one of those inflatables at a car wash. Just letting him know.
how much was one of them costing again?
I don't know. Less than Chronicle, probably.
That's for sure.
But here are Fnatic, unrelenting, back into the B site again. And with Vitality's own ult invested, well, that one's not hit either, so...
Oh, change up in post plant though, has it? It looks like Fnatic want to play on the front foot.
Yeah, not something we often see towards the B site, but a huge opportunity for them to really bed in here. Late lurk of Alfia, obviously a key point to mention, as he's looking to be the thorn in the side, and just for a moment felt he might miss out on Yampi. That is quickly corrected. Fnatic in front from this position, and Boaster with an ult to fall back on if required. He'll pop it eventually, but not before Crashies gets involved, disrupting the retake. Fnatic bouncing right back off of the previous 5 rounds, and breaking the ice here on Breeze.
Finally back in the conversation. The Fnatic fans are given a chance to get loud. And it's that, I guess, at the same time, you've got to try and fix your mistakes, and Fnatic do that, playing on the front foot, also leaving a little joker towards mid through Alfia.
Yeah.
Overall, nicely done by Fnatic, and I guess you can see that battle of the minds between Boaster and Yampi coming into this.
And at this point, I mean, the B hit's definitely been conditioned. You can see 2 players ready for the walk on elbow on the Vitality side here, heading into the follow-up gun round where Durka has brought an operator. Something which Boaster's really had to learn over the last year are these quick hits, but still, it's a little stagnant in the initial approach. Alfia trying to make his way into elbow is denied at first entry.
That's going to be massive for Vitality's retake as well. They know there's going to be no joker towards mid.
Chronicle has to be careful not to get caught here, and in dropping the molly at the feet of Fnatic, they can't advance any further. Prophet swinging wide inside, drops the first in front, but gets caught on the second swing by Boaster. 3-on-3 situation, wall about to drop. Kayak still here, playing that high line, but Sayonara catching Sivov in the meantime. The spike needs some headroom for a plant, can't hit it.
Yeah, it's going to be really difficult for Boaster to get out. He finds an angle of approach though, but so does Vitality!
Oh, and Kayak, 3 for him, sliding back in for more. Playing with a little bit more respect as Durka still bearing this operator. An acute reposition through the tunnel. Durka snaps quickly, and now he's up against the old guard. Boaster the one in front of him as it stands.
He won a clutch on Breeze last time to break Vitality's hopes. Can he do it again?
Durka just ready to round this corner. Boaster holding on, undefeated in these kinds of situations, but a lapse in concentration perhaps could sell him short, and Durka will punish him for it. No mistakes made this time, and the 6th secured.
Yeah, last time Boaster was so good in the clutches. In fact, this stage has been lights out. But a Red Bull clutch for Durka to keep Vitality's momentum is absolutely massive.
Fnatic surely feeling wounded coming out of that one. Kayak can't land the shots which he requires.
Nice! Kayak! Nice overpick! Nice!
A missed opportunity to be sure. And from this stage,
Team Liquid getting beat yesterday. Right, you've got Heretics who look to be on the up, as well as BBL and Gentlemates, 2 of our master qualifiers in the last stage. But as we go back in, it looks towards mid when we get the first fight, but it's Alpha to win out there.
yeah, Durka's off, dropped early, Profek in the corner, inserted.
Oh, and one's out, but nice trade! Yampi! A quick double, and now it puts in a 2v2.
Looking at it here, Sayonara, here's the steps of both, but it's a while before Chronicle arrives. Does he want to try and interrupt this?
Yeah, he tries to be a little bit too cheeky. A massive performance yesterday, but has perhaps left Chronicle a little thin in terms of support. And a Viper's pit to defumigate.
The pit on the final round against BBL was one which haunted the nightmares of Vitality, but here Chronicle could come up with a massive clutch.
Gives away his position with the snake bite. Does he change his angle of approach? No. Straight in. Time getting low, and the bullets maybe giving himself away. Both players well aware, and Alpha, with his third on the round, will get Fnatic at second.
Yeah, very maturely played post-plant situation there in the 2v1. No mistakes this time coming out of the tech pause. And just to add on to what you were saying in the pre-round there as well, you look at the flawless teams from groups that we have, all of them now having suffered at least one defeat, with T1 earlier today, XLG as well in the upper finals of CN. Fnatic the last ones left, and I think if there was any team out of the bunch that you expected to make it all the way through this stage with how good they have been in their stage ones past, it would be them.
Yeah. Derka. Oh, the players of Fnatic, do they walk into this? It seems like they're going to give it a stall. With 4 players identified is big information.
And something which Vitality are actually not going to read too heavily into. Fnatic trying to play those mind games.
Yeah, trying to, but remember, there is an operator on this line. Prophet looking to try and get the information. It's a good flash, and well, Prophet even better. Can he get out? The answer, yes. So a great entry kill for Vitality.
Instinctive stuff from Vitality there. Snuffing out the player presence of Fnatic, who wanted to re-hit into the A site, but just taking it upon themselves to make that play with the KO flash. Wondering if this roaming pair of Prophet and Yampi want to keep looking towards mid, maybe, as Derka is still set up with the Outlaw. 3 targets in striking distance for him.
No command, going to continue to delay. Nice Outlaw in towards Seavoth. Again, Fnatic are being stalled out. The clock working against them. This was their pick. This is where the game plan should have come through.
Be feeling like those protocols are set in motion now for Vitality. Looking at it, one by one, the Fnatic players falter on their entrance to the A site. Little bit of mid control, not enough to defuse the situation. And now Boaster backtracking into spawn.
Yeah, he wants to save that rifle, right? That's the big thing. Especially with the creds that are on show. Alpha and Crashes have enough to buy.
Yeah, they're going to hunt this down, see if they can take it off him. Boaster still holding on tight, but not for long. Prophet making his mark on this map so far, where previously he felt absent.
That's the big thing, right? The rookie that we got last year, what he promised us. It felt as if when they got that call up to Vitality, that it was almost overdue in the way that he performed last year.
Yeah, and I think when you look at it, the last 2 games being his highest rated performances so far this stage, it just leans into that conversation about structure, about what was brought over from the previous roster, and how that benefits him as a player in this system. No, he has been vocal himself at times. And here Fnatic pretty loud about their B-site approach. Derka landing both shots on the Outlaw. The blade's drawn nice and early, but Kayak's already made a little bit of more space. Unfortunately enough, the rest stopped at the gates. Derka's not going to stop until he's already found 3 kills. And Alpha, the residual to yet another failed round.
2021 again, Derka on the jet giving us a Blade Storm highlight. I mean, throwing it back, right? But Vitality now looking to head up towards 8. The question now lies is, when does Fnatic use its second timer?
Well, it shouldn't be too long now. Derka making it 4. And like you say, it's this agent of comfort for him. He was talking, he doesn't like to play on the shotguns, on, you know, the Neon, for example, which plenty of teams have been playing in recent times. Jet's win rate, of course, less than 50% at a non-mirror, so has not been having a great time so far this year. Definitely enabling him here, though.
Yeah, I mean, you look at the scoreboard and you can see that 17 and 3.
He can shoot.
He certainly can shoot. I tell you what, I've seen it a couple of times now. Can he show it once again?
Revealing area.
I mean, it feels like every round he's set up for a Fnatic execute.
It certainly feels like it. Whatever site they pick, they walk in towards Derka. And again, it's just that Outlaw that he's continuously using. The Harbour ultimate, the reckoning, going to be a real issue now as, well, the execute is pretty much uncontested for Fnatic.
Yeah, it's brilliant use of the ult there to cut across the backside hold. And Fnatic put their foot down, they want to fight this. They lose the jewels.
That they do. Vitality reset for the retake.
Into the deep.
They've got a Harbour ulti of their own for it.
There they are, they're coming straight back in. Seavoth, Fnatic getting involved, 2v2. Both players close to one another, but Sayo getting rid of Kayak, so it's Seavoff now. The ex-Vitality man, now on Fnatic, to hold off against some of the best that we've seen. Viper's pit stops Seavoff seeing anything. The molly good, but Chronicle just going to put pressure on the last remaining Fnatic player. The spam just missing out! And Sayonara, he won't miss his chance. Vitality find 9 and 1 away from double digits in the first half.
And on the defender's side, no less. I mean, you see the improvements in how they've been playing, but here, it feels crazy to see those kills right back when it felt like Fnatic were in the perfect situation with the space that they'd taken.
Let's go, boys!
It's no player left behind on the Vitality side, though. And even with Kron left on 5 HP, Sayonara cleaning up, everyone playing their part. We've seen Fnatic start slow in series before, but this is the one that you have to wake up for.
This is very true, but if there's any team to come back from a scoreline like this, you would probably bet on Fnatic, right? But this moment in time, got a long way from that. The last round of this half and an ultimate available through Seavoff. He's going to use that null command, and Derka once again from up on high. He can't get his kill. Prophet at least able to down the KO, and Fnatic unlock that site on B. Derka's shorty good, but it's Kayak round the back instead. So we settle on a 4 versus 2.
Yampi flanking early here. He's made this rotation, and Boaster has to be wary because he's the only player on the back line as it stands.
Your hopes and dreams on the captain and the young gun. Oh, it's a good entry kill onto Boaster. Alpha Year's seen and called to Sayonara.
Plays him
He
in.
makes his way through. Can't find Alpha though, so it's up to Yampi. In a 1 versus 3, he destroyed the hopes and dreams of Fnatic last year at every chance he possibly could. Could he do it once again? Like here? In towards double digits, gets Alpha, but not the rest. A quick swing will make it a 9-3 half.
Yeah, and 3 rounds feels like a total bare minimum for Fnatic at this stage. They've not looked like they were all too prepared for the start of this one at the very least. And as we know, there is a whole load of history between these two teams. Fortunately for us, Ginny is standing on stage to tell us a little bit more.
No charges left. One enemy.
So heading into the pistol, all eyes on Fnatic. Can they respond? Can they show us a little bit of what made them go 5-0 in groups with 3 different starting lineups?
That's the big thing coming through here. Is Fnatic move on towards the defense. But let's find out how they get on with this pistol round.
They main, I'm 1 HP.
Fine. And they just wants to take my molly.
You should reclear I main low key.
You want me to come? Yeah, I'll come play with you.
No, just bait me. Bait on side I think. I'm 1 HP.
Look over anymore on
Play
B.
for 1.
Could be on the right side inserted.
Yeah, probably. I'm ready to knife them.
You want a one-way anywhere?
No. Let me guy 1. No drone
I
probably.
gave mid door.
I'm watching mid now. Yeah, I'm gonna leave the top mid. 50 seconds left.
Then knife, yeah.
Will leave? Wall A?
Yeah, Wally. I'm hiding sight.
That's fine.
Just a
Could be
Viper
door,
wall.
could be
Just,
door.
yeah, could be
Pick.
careful your mid door, brother. They could be
watching
walking
mid.
up mid door right now.
Going out now?
Recon.
Dash back.
Dash back.
Okay, the door locks.
Yeah, he's still a minute. They
Can
have
they
to
cross
cross the
these?
I'm nothing
Yeah.
Leaving.
On your bar, on your
Hard
bar.
clear, hard clear.
30 seconds
Yeah,
left.
middle, boys.
Trying to
play
push
here.
it, boys. It's B. Get ready.
B, boys.
Come and be.
Open door.
I'm gonna play backside, Alpha.
Yeah, go.
Wait, I'm gonna smoke.
Come and be, boys.
Yeah, 1 is gonna be looking mid boys, okay?
One is mid. KO. They're B splitting. What the fuck? They're at B split.
Okay, remain soon.
Toxins going
Yeah,
out.
go.
Walk and roll, backside.
10 seconds
Backside.
left.
Nice.
Take it.
7 seconds.
Say.
Hey, boys. My bad.
It is in fact not B, it's towards A, and Yampi's got a really quick double there. As Fnatic try and attempt the retake now. And look at Vitality's post plan has it.
Yeah, they're set up, ready to fight this flank heavy.
Yeah, they are, but oh, it seems as if Alpha nearly got away back in here. as it's now Seavoff and Kayak, who's already taken too much damage. And Derka with another pistol round brings Vitality to that double digits.
I mean, the call from Yampi there left incredibly late, but absolutely perfect, taking up that final lane, the gap that was left by Crashies. You heard it in the comms. They got Kayak pushed up in main, just anticipating a B split and fully committed to it, but... We've seen a couple times, even just in the last series against Liquid, where Yampi was calling down to the last 18 seconds to make that rotation happen. This is one of the times where it sticks, and it looks fantastic.
Adding shield.
It feels as if they have really found their form now. And I think that's the big thing about Vitality. It comes from for a reason, right?
And that's what you want to see too. Like, I would much prefer Yampi, and I think everyone agrees, to make that call and stick to it, even if it feels in the situation like a last gasp attempt, than have 5 people all saying something different.
Yeah, exactly. They're building on that structure, right, that everybody has been calling for the longest time. Yampi being the main voice, and it's not just 5 players with experience trying to play together.
Little split up in this round. 4 of them on B. The one straggler was Chronicle, disconnected, but that satellite of information does head back towards them now. As you can see, Derka trying to bridge that gap onto the B site, does a good enough job of it. This is the spike carrier. Yampi has to be careful of Alpha. He's walking up late here, and this is a huge opportunity. Planting inside the cove, not reinforced, but at the very least, adding a little bit of cover, and Yampi has a rough idea of where Alpha could be, but walks straight into him. Rifle drops into his hands. Alfier at the double. Still a 2-on-2 situation here, and rectifiable for Fnatic, in fact. Is this where the wheels start to fall off for Vitality? Alpha still holding on, but Derka will dispossess him.
Yeah, absolutely not where the wheels fall off. It's in fact where they course correct and get towards 11. A dominant map, which was Fnatic's pick. Totally unprecedented, something that we could never have expected coming into this one, especially considering how Breeze went the last time.
One enemy remaining. Last one down.
Nice, boys. Good shit.
Now we're just waiting to see if Vitality can make it back-to-back bonuses on this one, because Fnatic have to have an answer at this stage. In Haven up next, you've got to be thinking about the rest of this veto. They are Fnatic maps historically. But Vitality are certainly feeling different today, wanting to put an end to the streak and take 12 in some style here, as you can see. Fnatic are bunkered up in the backside. In fact, Boaster thinking about threading his way back through the front, and actually, Vitality have left.
Have they though?
They've left Sayonara behind. Is Boaster just going to walk into his crosshair? Inches away, the barrel betrays him, and Sayonara strikes. Vitality now maybe thinking about a double back, but no. The kills come in on the Fnatic side and start to restore order.
Yeah, but look at that. Kayak straight on towards double doors.
Go, go, go.
Still the only player here, has a slide to make the cross. Yampi on the pistol, just toying with it. Eventually does collect Kayak. The reposition from Crashies is towards main. With the flash coming in, it's only a little bit of space they've been able to take. Crashies slow here from Bricks, and does find Yampi. The trade coming through from Kron, still a 1 versus 2.
Still gets that spike plant down and does have Molly if he wants to go for it, but both players are split up.
Seeing what he can do here. No, Seavoff buries him early. A 1v1 gifted in that situation, but Fnatic get through regardless. Only 2 players left standing versus the Vitality bonus, but just enough to keep the fire burning.
Yeah, a bare minimum expected of Fnatic here, considering how the first half started. Fnatic 1 round at a time. That's what we expect. That's how they've got to this point of being known as probably, arguably, the greatest team that we've seen in EMEA.
Without a doubt. If we're talking purely in the past, but right now Vitality are making a case for themselves, at least on their opener. Derka on the Outlaw here again. 3 out of 5 of those Fnatic players could find themselves one-shot by it, so something to think about. As you can see, Vitality had been defaulting fairly heavy towards mid, slow in their pacing, receptive to any initial aggression in this 2-1-2.
Right there.
It's really just setting up Dirk to try and find this opening kill.
I mean, his Outlaw has not missed so far.
Thinking about the jump up, but Alpha just a little quicker on the trigger there. Dirk going down, and still this spike only now in motion. Grouping up for the A play behind the wall.
The skill pretty decent so far overall.
Crashies is there to support Boaster, and they are still playing as this duo in backside. Chronicle already deep on this progression and nearly catches Crashies there on the jump spot, in fact, as well, but no kills come for Vitality.
Yeah, but there's 4 bodies here from Fnatic. They could really go for a flood take if they wanted.
And that's exactly where Vitality want to try and antagonize them a little bit further. Chronicle already walked all the way up towards the front of Orange here, still banking that molly, and finally puts it to the feet of Boaster, stops him in his tracks. Kayak spotted on the bridge, and it's this 1v1 in mid, which it could all come down to. I think Alfie has just spotted Profek, and the wall will certainly confirm it. Cuts across the rest of this retake. Alfie nailing the shot in the end, but while it may tip the scales in favor of Fnatic, Vitality still have bodies on site in black and yellow, ready to fight them into the ground. It is only Sivov left standing, and while he may not be on the bench anymore, Vitality still know how to sit him down.
That's a tough one, Hazard. Up to map point already. Vitality's post plans look absolutely unhindered. When it comes to that site hold, unbelievable. Surely identified Profit, and I thought it was going to be like a house of cards, but playing off one another. Playing on.
Let's fuck boys!
Playing with each other, playing for that structure.
That they had to beat first, and now Fnatic would only sweeten that deal, of course. From their perspective, this is a map that they might just want to put behind them very quickly and look towards the next couple, see if they can mentally reset. One round at a time as it stands. Couple rifles still in the mix here. Alpha has a pit, but no early investment for control. Instead, it's a couple of players embedded in mid. Early space, which Vitality are happy to give away with this slow style that they've been peddling.
Alpha, yeah, probably the player you want to try and be the protagonist, right, to bring Fnatic on board, but he's so far back. You're looking towards Crashies and Kayak as being the closest players to the Vitality force.
And if Vitality want to play another one of these rounds, which comes down to the final few seconds, a style which Fnatic know well themselves, that's when Boaster gets the call right that you then find yourself punished. And I think a couple of these not going their way so far have definitely made a difference. Lurker does spot the player on the jump up this time. It is Sivov, he will get caught, and it's a very deep Viper's pit here from Alpha, yeah, but still Vitality are not interested.
Yeah, I mean, there's 40 seconds on the clock, plenty of time to go elsewhere, and they have the map control for it. It is Boaster's site, though.
30 seconds left.
Crashies in this corner of mid. He's playing Discipline for more than one. In fact, no, he's playing Disrespect. A knife between the shoulder blades of Durka sets Fnatic on their way, but still plenty more hurdles to be crossed. And Chronicle's one of them. Vitality in unison, marching towards that 13th round for redemption, for revenge.
10 seconds left.
And with Alpha in this 1 versus 3,
Spike planted.
his position noted. He's a dead man walking.
I mean, if it had to be anyone, it should be Alpha, yeah.
When you look at the Fnatic side and the faces that just simply haven't shown up so far to this biggest of big occasions, the homecoming heralded for them, but not to be in the opener. 13 for Vitality, utter decimation on their opponent's
time, right? My mind goes back to the game that we saw Desmo sub in for, right? The Giant X game, and how straight away Fnatic were able to bounce back with their individuals that missed. Kayak a big one in that series.
I think the first map was something like 13-4. They got decimated. It's that instant response that you're looking for. And here already, Vitality with the setup for the pistol. Cam contact, paranoia placed, and presence towards B in middle. It's Yampi here on A that gets caught on the extremity solo.
Yeah, and it's one of those players that I mentioned, Kayak, who gets caught off, taken offline as well. But on the other side, Dirka exploring the mid portion of the map, seeing if he can try and get some ground back.
Spike planted.
Yeah, the flank here now tested by Dirka. Alfia the one that wins the duel this time.
Yeah, it certainly is, but player advantage still towards Fnatic.
Looking at it, Profek still holding on to the paranoia in this situation. Sayonara and Molly, plenty of tools that they can use to try and get back in here, but just waiting perhaps for that response, that initial preemptive play from Fnatic. Finally, the utility starts to get dumped in, but Boaster just counters it fully himself. Blinded up, nowhere to go. Fnatic have done exactly what they needed to get this back on side. It's Sivov again with a hat-trick on the pistol.
Exactly what you expected. Not able to win a pistol round on Breeze, but certainly able to win out here. A great way to bounce back straight away. And already, I'm seeing a couple weaknesses in terms of Vitality's setup defensively. Something that's been stitched.
Nice, boys! Come on!
Come on in! Come on in!
And that's exactly what we're waiting to see.
Yeah.
The Fnatic side getting fired up.
Yeah.
When you looked at them in the previous map, they looked disheveled.
Yeah.
And it's the coaches intervening and a little bit of time, which they've really required to put themselves in a winning position.
Yeah, I was just going to get to that point there as well. Like in terms of weaknesses of Vitality's setup, something that BBL did extensively is put Rose solo towards A as that Sova. That's something that Vitality did in that last round. That opened up the A site. And here, Vitality are happy to completely give up that A site. In terms of a retake, it's really difficult for this side of the map.
That absolutely is, especially when you've got the Phoenix Neon as well, Stun and Molly to stop that onslaught. It's the reason why you saw Vitality not go for that rash play, instantly try and make something happen, as Sayonara is one of the 3 players on site here. Blinded Profek is a dead one. Yampy can't get much done either. So as it stands, Fnatic going through the motions. This should be comfortable enough. Durka spotted on the flank eventually. Kron gets one more. In fact, now that's great damage. Down to the final 2 members on the Fnatic side of things, and Kayak still happy to give away these beats.
Yeah, we've seen classic outplays, but could Chronicle go for one more with his bandit towards Heaven?
We're waiting to see. It has to be a clean shot. A clean first shot is what is required here to win this round. Any chance at getting to play that true 1v1 on the final duel, but it's not going to happen. And so Fnatic drag it over the line.
What you expect. 2 players alive, 2 rifles into the next one. So this bonus has something about it. Make no mistake about it. Already the attack side calling from Boaster looking pretty spot on. And a question marks over Vitality's defense.
Well, and that's the thing as well, right? Boaster is known not just as the greatest IGL that we've seen in Valorant's short history so far, but also the fact that he's the best attack side caller on Haven that we've seen in that time. So I think it's going back to something which maybe he feels a little more comfortable with than the Breeze that we saw earlier as well.
Yeah. Well, let's find out how Vitality get on with this bonus.
They can be nailing. Guys, most likely nailing. They smoked me off.
Coming to you, Terka.
Yeah, that's a smoke here, Care.
Spike planted.
1 TP, Care on top box again. We will need to, we will need to check this.
I will play late flank, okay? Okay, so let's pick.
Sai, I can slide.
I'm picking.
Come close and I will slide.
I will paranoia you default.
I'm only gong.
I paranoia default.
Only gong.
Garage one guy, close.
Flashing close.
Gonna move.
I'm 1 HP guys.
Dead one.
I smoke the bomb.
Push ceiling one guy, no?
Can you guys tap it? Yeah, I got up. One on me, one on me. One on me, guys.
They cannot
On the
really
left
play.
one.
Two middle.
One enemy
No one
remaining.
needs to stick.
He's not middle, he's a mid,
Enemy
brother.
remaining.
90.
Nice one.
Save the gun though.
It's all good.
Oh, a tough one for Vitality to try and reset from there, as it's a Red Bull clutch in proxy for Fnatic. Bonus round converted, where their opponents were able to do the same at the start of the last map.
Yeah, the Fnatic fans getting loud. A bonus converted exactly how
I
Breeze.
can't get up.
Yeah, Alpha and his leg, of course, an injury from earlier on in the season. Whenever he used to stand up in the past, they ended up losing rounds, so somehow maybe it works out for him, I don't know. But looking at it here, it is that entrenched judge of Durka in sewers.
It's a Bucky, mate.
Babucky in sewers.
Sorry, I just know Bucky.
And look, it's this 4-1 that Fnatic have been playing. Alfia left behind, 1 versus 1, and he's going to win it out.
It's stinky, it's not great, but at least Sayonara denies the run it back. the players come straight. And, oh, okay! The bandit from Sayonara continuously finding but runs out of bullets at the wrong time. Uses his own run it back. And from up on high, Prophet will get one of his own. Spike on the floor and then just Postal left in a 1 versus 3. Oh, that damage is unbelievable. Sayonara buys Vitality straight back in.
Sayonara has showed up today. The youngest ever player to break 30 kills in a map in VCT EMEA. Yesterday against Liquid, doing it on the Bandit here. And in terms of the setup from Vitality, when you were questioning it previously, I think this round is the perfect setup. Because Fnatic against BBL, a lot of the time, we're leaving Alfia solo towards sewers. It looked like a very direct response to that with the shotgun at least. As simple as it was. Sure, it didn't work out, but they had a read on the situation.
Next round, big swing round. Because look at the money on Fnatic. While they've had success in the early game, puts them in a bit of trepidation. Boaster already found, and Seaboss just goes jumping. At least there's a trade there onto the Cypher.
Yeah, big kill. All that utility now down, and Fnatic, as they continue to pile on the pressure, going to force out this rotation from Vitality. As it stands, only Prophet here. Does have a couple TPs and a paranoia to survive this.
A 1v1 against Kayak, not something you would want, and Prophet looks to respect it, tries to bait out with the TP, and well, has been identified, able to get Kayak in the end, as well as Crashes. Should never have won that one, and has punished Fnatic without a spike plan either.
Yeah, look, the little professor showing up with another magic trick again. I don't know how he's managed that, just has to take the timing ahead of the stun. Really, a couple situations here where it looks so messy for Fnatic.
Are you guys playing League of Legends 1 by 1 by 1?
And for a game known for its team fights.
And the book goes flying.
The book goes flying, indeed.
At least it's not an angle this time.
Oh, Turka could be in for an absolute killing here. 3 players on Fnatic behind that box, and you can see Sivov ready to go, spring-loaded with the flash setup. Chronicle walking out into the open, and he's as dead as anything from grass. Prophet, the next under the microscope, did well with the heavy-handed aggression of Fnatic last time. He's got Sayonara in support to the side of him here from Link. Molly, flash. More than anything, they've just left Kayak behind here in a duel which he will win. Prophet still on site. Kayak still lurking around. Boaster finds Prophet. And this eco is starting to come together for Fnatic until Durka looks to play spoiler and finds himself caught as well.
Hopes and dreams left on Yampi, but this is a brilliant eco to bounce straight back with. Everybody running towards C, and Yampi heading towards A. So he's going to have a long way back and a lot of ground to clear.
Those weapon upgrades have filtered through on the Fnatic side. Sivov the only one with the single fire Sheriff. And he's deep in long. When you look at the HP, Boaster kind of low, down to 45. More than one body shot that Yampi has to find to relieve him of his duties as he starts to make his way out onto the C site itself. The camera is first contact. That early tag might just pull this out the realms of possibility, and there you go. Alfia follows it up swiftly. A thrifty round for Fnatic to keep building momentum.
Yeah, and that's exactly it, right? The individuals popping up when it's needed. And that's what we need to be talking about when it comes to Fnatic, is the individuals. Because before this match, Hazza, do you know what it was, where the players were placed when it comes to kills per round?
Okay. I'm calling a timeout now.
Yeah. I think it's the top 3 for ACS all locked out on the Fnatic side. A front row of 3.
Yeah, it is. A 1, 2, 3, a podium placement for Fnatic players. And that just shows you who's able to have a purple map against Fnatic in the first one to carry them to a win.
Yes, this
seems as if Vitality, well, Chronicle, has a setup prepared for Fnatic's hit on C.
It's looking a little bit like almost a retake setup, I suppose, with that trap there for anyone that looks to try and reposition in logs later into the round, perhaps.
Or even on top, considering how the trap placed. But 2 players are playing at the back of site.
I mean, Ghost are the only one with verticality, so we'll have to see if he walks into it. You can see the execution coming in here. Hunter's Fury to just load it up. Chronicle the one playing from Logs instead. Sayonara trying to flood back in there with him, but goes down equally so. The AWP in the hands of Durka still, and he's got to be thinking about a save if they can't find a kill quickly.
I mean, we'll be looking for it at the very least. The shot's good, and unfortunately Yampi goes searching too far into the deep. So I think Durka will be thinking about a save.
Yeah, there was money behind this Vitality team. Not anymore. He's actually just going to feed the beast. Both are happy to take it.
I mean, there is still money on Vitality's side, but I mean, it feels as if a mistake to try and attempt it with the Operator. Maybe Durka just feeling it right at the end of the day, but they are flush with ultimates in towards the next one, should Vitality want to force this next round.
Yeah, it was an interesting one. The trap really, yeah, is for that TP top site, as you say, but Fnatic not entertaining it. Another pacey execution of which, yeah, we sort of waited to see from them. It really didn't work out for them on Breeze. Some of those blind calls into Vitality setups. Liking to play that macro around the Cypher, of course. Alfia here in a lobby. Durka only has a stinger, but up close is exactly where he wants to be, and Sayonara's already cleared the entirety of mid. Alfia making it in behind on the A site here now, and this is a problem that Vitality have to address.
Yeah, and they're dedicating bodies to this. A real issue. Both are able to get Durka at the very least, and that's a good Hunter's Fury to get a direct trade. Alpha still on that A site and calling for support.
It's already out in the open here. It does get tagged. It's a long way back to safety for Alpha.
Oh, but Sayo finds himself under sight, cleared by Seaborg, and Fnatic up to 6. That's exactly what the fans were waiting for. A fantastic response. And this attack side's looking excellent.
Yeah, it's almost the buy fully broken. Vitality still just hanging in there by a thread on their defender's side. A side important for them at this stage in the game. A few more rounds required, really. They did struggle here when we saw them play it before.
Hey, come on! Hey! Hey, you're swinging me out! Leads a foot!
Wins against GX and Pacific, of course, but yeah, nothing like Fnatic.
Oh, head just seen of Alpha connected, but not capitalized upon. And you can see Vitality's want to brawl for that mid. Fnatic, they want nothing to do with it. They've got their eyes set elsewhere.
So a lot of times teams will avoid Alpha, but it looks like Vitality really trying to hunt him down. And actually, they have corralled Fnatic into this A-long position where you can now see 3 players ready to greet them should they execute.
Do they go back? Do they go elsewhere? Seems to be the decision.
This is the kind of call that Boaster was making on Breeze before, where they would take that initial control and then rescind it, maybe create a little bit of pressure elsewhere. You can see Chronicle already posted up in Garage, of course. He is key to building this picture right now for Vitality. The cam for long as well. It's just a drone up mid as it stands.
Starting to create the idea of a re-clear for Fnatic.
And they've only left Seavoff behind, so he'll be the one trying to sell that fake later into the round, perhaps, or even take a lurk timing if this is a B finish.
Would be massive, right, to come through A-Link.
30 seconds left.
Upset Vitality, but you can see ideas of Garage, and they need to get rid of that Cypher trap, should it be that way. Already trying to fake out towards A, they walk in towards Chronicle, and still able to get at least one. Durka on the other side, getting rid of the Joker. And Sayonara playing on the edge,
Alpha as
trying
well
to get onto side, can't quite get it. Alpha, one of his own, and now Fnatic on the front foot. Durka on the flank, gets crashes at the very least, and Vitality in towards the backside. So it's now up to Alpha.
He's on the long wrap and they don't know about it.
No, he does not. Durka looking elsewhere, but at least that smoke has been deposited. The spam not good, and Vitality up to 3, buying themselves at the bare minimum a lifeline.
And it's a lifeline which they'll look to expand upon. That round got crazy. The layered lurks on lurks. Alfia finding huge value on this Cypher right now. Mini was talking about it on the desk, how it's really Boaster's preference to be calling around those set pieces of utility, like the camera as well. Flick a little too much for him to handle there in the end. Fnatic are finding plenty of openings. Vitality just trying to shut them down. with that initial presence and already this A brawl prepared again.
Yeah, you know that Vitality want to play for this part of the map, and with the run it back online though, I mean, Fnatic aren't really interested in this ultimate ward. Eyes maybe set on towards C with that kill, and well, Alpha getting the information, going to be fed back to Boaster.
Chronicles had a real hard time in Garage, and Alfier is still ready to move off of his own neural theft here.
Oh, but Vitality are the ones who fill the kill feed. 3v3 sure, so equal on either side, but Kayak, the one to really make it count. Fnatic looking to confirm an advantage into the second half. Prophet gone searching here through Garage, and no, not contested, has the information. Played through, but Crashy's caught him, and that's the big aspect to this. So Fnatic should have this round in the bag. Yampi still wants to make an attempt here. But you look at the setup here, everybody ready to swing on through. It's Fnatic up to 7.
7th round secured. And again, it's Alpha finding the gaps in this setup. Chronicle is having a real hard time, as I said, trying to play Garage solo. A couple of times where there's been a player off his shoulder. Maybe it was Durka, maybe Sayonara, one of the duelists to help support. But it has been a problem that needed to be addressed. And yeah, you can see here immediately before the barriers even go up, there is presence brought to this area of the map to try and support it.
I mean, there's even more. Look towards B main as
mid.
well. Yeah, they want this. They want to go for that with the classics, and Fnatic showing respect.
I think that's the difference, right? This is just basically a full eco, except for a couple of guns. Sayonara's already made it past the cam and not been spotted, though.
Oh.
Now this is where it gets interesting. How many does he want to hold out for? That's Sivov, 1 kill at the very least. There's Crashy's another, and oh, Sayo only going to make it 1, and unfortunately, I don't think that's going to be enough here.
Certainly not. You can now see Fnatic ready, starting to get the cogs turning in terms of an execute. Vitality, though, still trying to make themselves an issue in Boaster. So far out, if Kron checked his cam, he would see. But I think at this point, you're expecting a post plant and Vitality probably to just die to the spike.
Yeah, it's definitely shaping up that way. I think you can see that Boaster's calling has been a lot more intuitive so far here on Haven.
Spike planted.
Finding the site free, these walk-ups that a few of the players are making, the contact. Nicely done, and Vitality maybe still want to give this one a go, actually. You can see the dart prepared here. Bolt pulled back by Yampi. Kayak's going to get tagged in backside. Durka finds one with a classic. Could this really be happening? Or is Kayak the leveler? He brings us right back down to earth. And Fnatic find an 8 through him.
Yeah, it might have been missing for Breeze, but he was just relaxing in the sunshine, Hazard, when we got towards Haven. 15-7 so far, and that highlight, unbelievable. That's what we expect of him, that's his level.
Kayak, brother! Insane!
And it's that kind of level that brought them to internationals in the previous year. Kayak's peak at Toronto, I think it's fair to say. Something which he was able to carry on throughout. And from speaking to him, it's improvements that he's wanted to make personally, whether that's inside, outside of the server, to get back up to that level. Heading into what is a huge final round. We saw a 9-3 in favor of Vitality on Breeze. This now their pick. Just 3 to their own name, but a 4th heading into an attack side, which we have seen improvements on, is a huge opportunity. Got to be thinking about some of the ults that are up here, though.
Yeah, what's your contingencies? What's the plan for coming back in? If they want to even come back in, right? It seems to just be Prophet at the back of site right now. Fnatic letting this clock run down. They've still not made their decision just yet, but with that spike heading towards that A side of the map, I'm expecting it to be an exec there.
Plenty of player presence. Sayonara doesn't want to play it on the site itself because he has his own ult. Second lease at life. Opportunity to make this difficult if Fnatic do want to execute. And as you can see now, they start to prepare themselves. Boaster, hands are busy, Spike Carrier with the ult trying to get into backside. There is no second layer here for Fnatic. Fully committed, or so you'd think. With the last 25 seconds, they start to gut it out. Crashies and Kayak combining to rid Sayonara of his life for the time being. Plant now coming in and Vitality setting up in retake.
Yeah, but missing that Sova is going to be massive. And you can't even use the Cypher ult either, and the run it back wasted.
Another missed molly from Sayonara as well. Still a couple flashes to his name, and he'll try and instigate a way back through here, but Boaster's ready to hold the line. Civ off by his side. And just like that, Fnatic rise from the depths with a 9-3 half of their own to respond.
Yeah, one of these teams will be going to Masters London, and to give them and you a bit of a guide to the city, here's Tombas.
He'll be guiding us through it after the replays.
Masters London towards their history on Haven, right? A 63% win rate, so maybe we're expecting them to come back in, but the importance is purely set on this pistol round. They are 2 out of 3 so far. They can make it 3 out of 4. Yeah, we can consider them with a chance of a comeback.
Ooh, double headshot, Yampi. Boaster taken out of play early. And Vitality now starting to congregate for what should be the final push of this round. If things are to go their way, it's a 4 versus 5 for Fnatic. Vitality were the ones at odds most of last night. And looking at it here, Profek has to be on high alert because Crashies and Sivov have managed to walk down long. And with that first point of notice given, does he clear close? Thinking about it, but it's Sivov that strikes. In the meantime, Kayak caught in transition.
Yeah, Yampi able to unlock the B site, and that's a nice position from Chronicle to get the next.
Vitality starting to run rings around Fnatic in this situation. The awareness of the walk down C long, and with that corrected now, a 4 versus 2, and a huge opportunity to get back into this map.
Yeah, you expect that with a 2 versus 4 post plant, right? And it seems a Fnatic very slow on the uptake here. And Chronicle, he's coming around the back.
Yeah, he's that second player. Making his reprisal from Garage and making it stick. 3 on the pistol round from him, and a much better showing from Vitality, already getting off on the good foot.
Yeah, brilliant start. Next round is the next important round, right? We've got to make this one clean. We've seen Vitality able to get the momentum on their side. This is a very momentum-based map, as we've seen Haven historically.
This goes here.
Yeah, I think as well in some of these rounds too, it's what we were speaking about earlier, what Yampi talked about in the week, how they sometimes had a million ideas but didn't know what to choose. Just seeing him putting his foot down in this playoffs environment, which he also stated that he prefers. Chance to go back-to-back, game day for game day. He said that there's less pressure in those kinds of situations. I mean, you're not going to face much more pressure than a qualification match, but...
True. But he's probably talking about that time to think, right?
Exactly.
And you think towards that BBL roster, when they did get time to think for the qualification games, things really started to fall away.
I think that's what it's all about, right? I feel like the freedom with this team bred disorder. That disorder created contempt and distrust for the system. But now that they've actually had a chance to bring it together, you can then start to achieve a lot more, really. That BBL roster, for example, they could make a comp change overnight, and you know that they would stick to it and find results. They had in the past. See what the future has in hold for now, but
Here.
Vitality are slowly scaling their way up C and running into Alfier and Boaster, the 2 legacy players on this Fnatic side, and putting them in early graves. It should be a simple post-plant from here.
Yeah, I mean, it's a saving grace that Sivov can get one step closer to the run it back. As we've always said, 2 to 3 rounds. And, well, look at that post-plant success rate for Vitality. Just goes to show that that's probably going to be a win condition as we head through this map.
No, it absolutely will be. I think when you look at the mirror on both sides with those duelists as well, it's sort of how you're playing that utility surplus that you have. And if Fnatic are reading into those situations, able to bait it out.
Careful now.
Sayonara, it's been a little middling on the Phoenix so far on this map for me. I think you saw a couple times, maybe the molly wasn't quite hitting.
Oh, Deka's in for a shooting range here.
He is. It is Sayonara that you want to pick up the kills, though, because he's on the Ghost. A little bit of collateral in the arsenal, a chance to get the run it back online for the next. As long as he dies to Sivov here, it will be a guarantee that he has it. Better to find the kill, of course, but...
Are they leaving him?
No, they are just going to leave him without the weapon in the end.
Yeah, because you know that...
They've ruined his money.
Yeah, exactly, that's it. Run away, don't give him the kill, don't take the ulti orb, and you're going to hinder this next round, a bonus round, which was basically an in-zone flawless.
Well, everyone else is on a rifle of sorts. He's on the Guardian, right? It's fine, but yeah, I think as the Phoenix player, that's not the gun of choice that you want to be running down into sight with, so...
Oh. There's pings here for the attack side, though, in mid.
You see Fnatic trying to put player presence here early. Couple of bodies, Kayak one of them, looking to walk down and maybe catch this Phoenix ult.
Oh, but I can't win out the duel. Look at Sayonara, he's so deep towards the C site and routed out any Cypher utility. Sivov thinking about a re-entry.
Durka just the one to guard it though, and this spike now making its way over with no issues. Looks like Fnatic might actually be considering a save in this 3 versus 5, and I think that is the diligent decision to make.
It's respectable. Sivov through mid though, is he looking for...
Yeah, he's looking for exits, right? Because remember, he's not got one of the better weapons. Actually plucks a Vandal. How long's that gonna last? Long enough, I think. He has just about managed to get out. But yeah, the protection of the body there from Profek, the micro and Vitality, looking really good for the C execute. And yeah, winning the bonus, huge chance for them.
It certainly is, and it seems that Vitality's slightly interested, not committing bodies to this, in terms of getting...
He knows.
Yeah, it certainly does. About getting these rifles. Crashes with just a pixel will work out, but not able to get another. And while the bloodbath ends up ending, it's Sivov, in fact, who doesn't get any more orbs.
So Vitality winning yet another bonus round, a huge one for them. I think one of the big questions that we had coming out of the game from yesterday is, were they playing against a Liquid on an off day, or was this a roster actually now starting to find its feet, find its form, and get success on the stage?
Pokemon boy, where's your money?
That's crazy. Yeah, Boaster does like his Pokemon cards, but...
decide who's the one to come out the other end on top, because for Vitality, they're heading to London. For Fnatic, it's the lower bracket, and that's just not where you want to be. They want to be heading towards London, at least the third map themselves. Boaster connecting that Marshall shot.
Cover going out.
Actually going for the falling smoke here as well. Maybe looking for something underneath it, but yeah, moment longer. And nothing lands.
Yeah, I mean, the main force over towards that A side, but they will be interested in mid, and so are Vitality.
Kayak is out here early. Does get spotted by the cam. No player left behind.
Yeah, and the reclear to ensure. Trying to create a question mark towards the A side of the map as well. This is really well called by Yampy. Fnatic now feeling a little bit stressed.
Yeah, that was nice actually as well. Shock dart from Crashies cancelled Yampy's drone, so a little slower on this reclear now, and that's actually allowed Fnatic to move 4 players in black and orange shirts here, ready to receive the execute.
Yeah, but look at Boaster, look at Chronicle towards the other side of the map. That's going to be a big point to keep your other eye on while we put our focus on this A side. Durka low, and a classic, probably enough to finish him if he was to move on towards side, but not even cannot hit! And look at this! Fnatic! The pistol's hitting, and now Profek having to defend himself on site and get that spike back. Well, Fnatic now, they've got rifles of their own. We're going to have to see a 1v2 clutch, which is not even able to be attempted. And a motor thrifty.
Yeah, there, I mean, at the very end, Profek going a little early off the neural theft, couldn't play from the information, time getting so low, Chronicle on the other side of the map, and it all just falls apart. There was so much utility, actually, that Fnatic had, not just the numbers on site, and with that progression taking time, the weapons picked up punish.
Crashies signing the death warrant for Vitality. Perhaps sending them towards that third map to start to move. Oh, the pressure and Crashies. Well, he's got his own death warrant signed. Yeah. As this is certainly an execution. But you look towards Kayak. Yeah. He's down in sewers.
Expertly opened, but Kayak's op here is an issue, a lingering one, which Sayonara will find, surely.
Positioned. Close quarters. Does Kayak clear? Well, the barrel's seen and, well, already denying the run it back. At least Alpha has got something through mid. And I think Fnatic, are they still going for this?
Oh, invested the neural theft. They know where the players are, and one of them, Durka, has to drop back into sight now.
Yeah, they're starting to consolidate the hold. We've seen Seavoff come straight through. The Phantom, the spray! But it's Sayonara, the opposite number to stop this one, and it's Strax. Alpha looking for exits, so is Boaster. I think Vitality will have confirmed their round at this point in time.
Yeah, another situation where they're at a player advantage, and that's enough for Fnatic to call it quits. Alpha here could be in for a killing.
Yeah, that he could, and he's looking for it to at least make the economy pay, but instead he is also traded out. So the operator not saved.
Yeah, it wasn't. I mean, Sayonara was right down there and Sewers at the end looking for it, but this is incisive from Vitality to start the round. Great utility, instant set piece, taking that A-long space, and carving out Kayak as the round progressed through Sayonara as well. I think we've got to keep tracking Chronicle on some of these lurks, though.
Yes,
he did get caught by Alpha there, and it remains to be seen whether that's a difference maker in following rounds.
And I think towards Breeze, there was actually a lot of success through these looks that we saw from Kron, but he was usually with a partner, right? And that's how Vitality were buying space.
Kayak is on an island, though. Crashies has already dealt damage. It's that classic story of an American with an Odin in hand. That's going to be enough at the very least to delete Durka. He was the one who had taken the early hits.
Yeah, but Vitality are all the way up Sewers as well.
And with Sayonara holding on to this run it back, has to be cautious of the potential reclear. Drops a molly at the feet of the potential pursuance on the Fnatic side. And that's when he then calls in the ability of his own, starting to create a little bit of space, making inroads towards the site, and combining off the back of that is the paranoia, but still, it's Chronicle getting caught in the meantime, and the rest of this fight still not going the way of Vitality. Profek up into short, waiting to see if a player will walk out into the open.
Right here.
Absolutely no reason to get moving here. Still light on their feet as Profek finds the first. Knows where the second is, and all of a sudden there's a serious issue. It's only Crashies here for the meantime. Alfia's got to take the high road to arrive, and with that double peak coming in, Profek offered a clutch.
Yeah, but he's going to use the TP, so there's a little bit of time to set up his clutch, get the spike down, but unfortunately he is within the Cypher setup.
Straight into it. Thing is, Alfia has not been able to recover a gun from this situation, so he's still on a Spectre.
Ooh.
Profek actually happy to just jump over those traps, play around the cage. Not give Alpha an idea of where he could maybe have repositioned to. It's from long that he's going to be looking to win this one. A TP to maybe sell a bit of a distraction. But Alfia is in his own head about things. He is all too cautious to try and find where Profek has gotten off to. And with time starting to tick away, Profek has this clutch in the palm of his hands. At range with the Phantom. Alfia on that first tap. The timing perfect for Profek to take the peak, and he will find the follow-up as well. 4 from the pole, putting Vitality back in position.
Within 2, Fnatic had a massive lead and could be letting it slip here, but we've seen defensive side struggle time and time again on Haven. This is lovely from Profek, a huge clutch.
It's a 2v4 from the ex-BBL boys.
Nice!
The kind of rounds which you want to remind your opponents about. Yampi's saying it himself, it's a special feeling to beat these teams, but the rivalry against Fnatic is personal. It feels that extra bit sweeter, and if they could overturn this 9-3 half, what a way it would be to qualify.
Yeah, Yampy over the years making Fnatic hurt on BBL, on Team Liquid, right? Think back to 2023 Stage 2 Grand Final, and Kayak up close to make the hurt. Unfortunately, not the case. Yampy getting rid of the Neon. And sure, this is an equal round, but we've seen Fnatic get thrifties before, and that could have been a big turning point.
One player that could potentially make a difference is Alpha's deep deposit from C-Long, but that remains to be seen. It's what's enabled these 3 players on the Fnatic side to make the rotation towards A as it stands. That leaves glaring gaps in the setup, though, ones which Vitality are ready to exploit.
Boaster up close with the Fnatic. Classic identified through the yellow drone. He'll try and get out and successful somewhat. Unfortunately, the ping betrays him. Alpha now trying to get this flank working, and you can already see Chronicle has an idea. Tap of the cam brings Alpha round, and at this point in time, it will be within one for Vitality.
It's rounds like this that look so well considered as well to what Fnatic want to try and do on their defender side, the liberties, the space which they're trying to take. Vitality moving themselves into a really strong position now, and you can see Durka is the one on the hunt with this bandit. As are the rest, seeing if they can find anything at the end here. Ult points more than anything as the gap is reduced to 1. A huge gun round coming up, which could very well settle the fate of this second map.
There is still timeouts in play for either team should they want to go for it. Still interjections from either coach to be had. And I think at this point in the game, this is where we're going to start to see those timeouts come through.
It's the info from Yampy in these last couple which have made such a difference as well. The reveals that he's been able to land. Looking at Kayak bringing the op out here, but he's excluded from the initial exchange. Vitality taking C long control, that orb precious to them. The easier of the couple to try and take, and Sayonara with it already onboarded, 1 away from his run it back.
But with Kayak on this line, I thought for a minute Vitality could possibly be heading back towards it. You can see right now in Fnatic's positions, very reserved.
Yeah. I think there was a spawn smoke in there as well from Fnatic, maybe just testing whether Vitality had dropped all the way back or not. Yampy will re-clear with the drone, of course, but still looking to see if Sayonara can get that combo up. It's the micro with the Omen blind that they've been really good at doing on their executes.
You know, Shock Dart to possibly hit towards B main. There's no traps there, though, as now you can see right now Vitality trying to clear out Garage, just being slow in terms of the exec, and just a confirmation whether that trap is still alive. It is the case. It will be destroyed by Vitality. Trying to get a retake started through that Hunter's Fury, but it gets off for a minute, nothing. Kron gone.
Crushes catches one, and actually Yampy is miles away from the play as it stands. Vitality bunkering up to go play almost exclusively from long, but the smoke supposed to are still up, or at least he'll get another one soon.
That is shout. So the run it back used by Sayonara in case that players start to flood through, but doesn't get anything from it. And Prophet Low himself starts to vacate the site. Vitality playing from around it, and that might be a mistake, because you know how good Fnatic can be. The smoke's already up, the spam hitting. This is looking good, and Sevov's actually killed Boaster. This is a disaster! It's Vitality! Go all even! 10 to 10!
Brilliant play from Vitality there, splitting the focus, playing in Profec. The spam, the savior as well, as Fnatic wanted to gain some ground early through the Hunter's Fury, make something happen. Sevov kills Boaster with the wall. I don't know how that happened.
Yeah. Sevov, Pokemon, why you kill your teammate?
Oh my goodness.
Questions we wish we had the answer to. And yeah, actually, even just the call there from Scott saying don't time out. Vitality are in complete control right now.
Yeah, they do not want to let things lie. Vitality making it hot. And well, on pistols, you'd expect that to be the case. Making it look like a shooting gallery, making it feel like a death match. As Fnatic's mechanics tested, and yeah, I mean, it's fair enough at this point, right? We're expecting the next round to be the test for Fnatic at this point.
Vitality now getting closer and closer to a potential Masters return.
My eyes are down.
Fnatic, one of the teams that you're maybe expecting to be the real front runner for EMEA, as it's an in-zone flawless. And with Liquid already behind them, we've seen how their previous global events have gone. A strong Vitality does lean into a stronger EMEA at those appearances, but at the cost of Fnatic, it's an interesting trade-off.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm buying into that one, but it makes that lower bracket so much juicier to tune into.
You guys are...
You didn't kill me. You didn't kill me.
Yeah, that
really pouring salt into the wound now.
make this defense wake up. If there's anybody to rely upon, it's the leadership of Boaster. As you can see, the setup changed now by the Cypher to actually have a little bit of mid control.
Chip damage at the start. Onto Yampi just a little bit. Profek does cancel the ultimate in the end. It's Kayak left behind in long here as Durkus trying to make his way towards the site and pile on the pressure where Fnatic don't bend, don't break. The setup is still 3 players strong towards C where Vitality are headed.
Looks like this is going to be one for the ages, especially this round of powder keg. But Vitality, they're playing mischief, trying to play with the minds of Fnatic, fake on fake, and it's actually B where they end up.
Profek, he's got a free kill onto Sivov in the end.
Yeah, and Kayak's operator also getting rid of Sayonara, but a meeting with no player with a gun. Oh no! Kayak goes! Vitality can see map and match point in sight. London point. Fnatic, this was meant to be their story with the home masters and sight. But Avia with an idea, with a chance, but it's snatched. Vitality find themselves on 12.
Profek lurking around like a shadow on the wall and Fnatic just can't find him. This instant reaction called by Yampi to move away from the C site when the ult came in. Profek finds the perfect gap and exploits it to the nth degree. This has been a serious overturning of the order. A usurping of the throne, perhaps. When you look back at Fnatic's previous stage 1s, it should be them set up to head home with a red carpet rolled out. And they've still got a couple chances left to make it so. And Kayak, ever the equalizer, does catch Chronicle.
And that's what you should expect. Superstar like Kayak now. Vitality have minds of their own, ideas of their own. Is the reclear being feigned by Yampi just through the drone?
There.
As the bodies start to scale up on A.
Crashes here in the corner. The round almost lives and dies on his position. So the timing of the drone has to be perfect if he opts for it, rooted to the ground, should he choose to invest. And as you can see, Fnatic making their way through middle at this point in time. They've got 2 players in the backline, but Yampi's already considered it.
He's thought about it.
Just waiting, and with that plant coming in, it's 3 players lined up. Yampi, for all of the globals that he has missed,
under
could
pressure.
be the protagonist here to make the difference, but Kayak cuts him out, and with that, Fnatic back in the driver's seat, 5 on 2, now 4 on 2. Sayonara lots of work to do himself, and ult to fall back on if he needs it. Boaster split up from the player, no way to capitalize off of his own ultimate, his own paranoia, I should say. He's actually dropped in behind Sayonara, and with it traded out on Profek, it sits solely on his shoulders. Playing out from heaven, time getting low. 1 kill could be enough to disrupt it if he gets it right, but that defuse is being stuck. Crashy's hands are busy, and Fnatic will extend play for 1 more.
It's a 1-round shootout between these 2. Of course it should be. We should get that 3rd map. It's Giant versus Giant. And at this point, Hazard, the pressure. Absolutely. You have to withstand it now.
Oh, lucky. We've got the round. We have the round.
Steely nerves required on the side of Fnatic and their fans. This is the team that you wanted to beat, but the one that it hurts to lose against. Coaches feeling like they have to read for this final round of regulation, and it starts off with a mid-piece.
Look at the players entrenched in garage. Vitality playing with mid. You know that Fnatic have an idea. They run it back, already denied through the charge. Players trying to escape. Fnatic looking for overtime, but caught through the Cypher setup. Up against Sayonara, and at least there's a little bit of relief, but not in the back lanes. Already down as Kayak and Boaster as well. It's just Yampi now. It would be massive. It would be a great attempt, but it's not going to happen. Fnatic are straight back. We are going to overtime.
Life breathed back into the beating hearts of Fnatic as they're still breathing here. Overtime required to settle the difference on Haven, and what a difference this could be. Vitality's mid-play had already been planned for on the Fnatic side, accounted. And to come back from a 6-round deficit on the half to then not close out what is your own map pick to qualify for that international event could be a very difficult one to shake if we head to the decider.
Well, you've given yourself a chance if you're Fnatic, even if you're Vitality, right, considering how far back they were. It's Vitality to start on that defense. It feels as if whoever is able to crack this side is the one who will probably come out on top, and already Kayak, first blood in this round.
Also relies upon Vitality finding the answers for their own attack side, of course. Couple of opportunities already missed to take it home. And now looking at it, Profek the one to make the bold play. He's walking down C-Long early and has just spotted Boaster. The spam, not enough for the kill, but dropped down to 42.
Yeah, and also destroying a key part of the setup for Fnatic in terms of information.
Leaving a Cypher setup behind. So what is the read on the Fnatic side here?
Oh.
Can see those movements through mid yet again, and actually Vitality are grouped up ready for this, maybe thinking about instigating something themselves, but the fight is taken to their doorstep. Fnatic breaking down the B-side door, and with Kayak leading that charge, Vitality forced to concede it, and this is the post-plant we get.
Yeah, but remember, Vitality are player down.
So the next fight has to go their way, unfortunately. Enough for Vitality, it is against them, and Fnatic continue to lay it on thick. Profek and Chronicle still hold up in backside here, but Fnatic overwhelming them on B as it stands. Profek only good for the one, and with Chronicle left behind, it is too tall a task, or so you would feel. One deep into the 1v4, but just too many angles to cover. With the smoke up in his face and the tag revealing his position, Fnatic will be the first to get a chance at the map in OT.
When you have the fans behind you like this, of course Fnatic are going to come back. 13-12, advantage towards the team now on defense, right? And we said it, the defensive side is ultimately going to be the most difficult.
Looked like Vitality had the right ideas, but it's Kayak's opening kill which makes the most amount of difference in my eyes.
I agree.
Gotta go.
The operator for him though, glass cannon,
Salamat,
and
thanks.
questions going to be asked of the Neon, as he's already out on long. This one way, it's not even a one way, it's just difficult. He's trying to have to escape. Derka on the hunt, can't grab the kill, but pressure put on.
Big investment of utility to make that initial duel work for them. And no sighting yet on the operator or so, you would think. Derka's still wary as Vitality start to mid-round this from their spawn. This is where you want to see Yampi then actually start to create a little bit more pressure towards the other side of the map. See if he can drag the focus of Fnatic in any way with his utility belt, because right now they've not really been falling for a lot of the fakes that Vitality were going for.
Wary of the operator, you can see that's why he's diligently clearing every corner. As Vitality begin to scale up towards Garage, crashes. Info dart prepped, used, doesn't get any information though, so the spam not good. Alpha on the other hand, certainly great at hitting heads. Crashes just jumped out, and Seavoff gone. The flash not good. Alpha though holding on to C all by himself. As Vitality line up ready to challenge, and Sayonara denies. Spike down, a 2v1 for Boaster.
Oh, and a missed dart, so they don't catch him on the way back in.
The paranoia good, he's looking for the next fight. The TP gives an audible, and he does have a smoke for that spike. You can see Sayonara wrapping round, and Boaster making use of every minute, every second that he could possibly get as he clears through. Tap of the spike, he's getting no fights whatsoever. We're going another round.
So that defensive issue persists for Fnatic equally as much as Vitality. Opening kill coming through sewers again. This time, Yampi the one involved. Alpha, yeah, does really well to stall out the side, but still,
Phoenix.
it's not enough.
Certainly not. we go again. The players line up for Fnatic on the A lobby.
It's this area of the map where they had a lot of success with some of those quick executes, but actually it looks like they might have just cancelled it.
Gotta go.
And it's Durka with the op this time.
Gonna give it an attempt, cannot connect. Sayonara though, given the ultimate orb.
Go, go, go.
Instant reposition from Durka here as well to maybe try and checkmate any player progression in sewers. Drone up for Yampi to get him on the line, and this is where Vitality will then be looking at a rotation, but Fnatic understanding it, taking liberties of their own in middle.
You should expect recleared through the drone, brings him off the line, but Sayonara is still here. Got information that the Sova was there, but look at Vitality, they know that there's going to be another B play.
Not sure how much footfall Crashies would have heard, but Vitality are here, present and ready to defend this B site at a moment's notice, and as the flash is cocked back, it's Yampi to find the first kill. Kayak does trade, Chronicle still hanging around in this close corner position, yet to be rooted out, and the Spike's got to head elsewhere.
Oh, but sticking around,
still going.
Spike down, mid.
Chronicle putting his foot down, and this first defensive round looks like it will go to Vitality, sparing a miracle from Fnatic's final boss. Alpha given a little bit of space to roam, but not as much as he would like behind that Cypher trap.
No, but he does have time to play with, and that's going to be his biggest advantage in a 1 versus 4.
Cam to play off, if anything, but Chronicle can match him for it. The odds stacked heavily against them as Vitality continue on that warpath towards the map, which would send them to Masters. A third opportunity now granted to them on their attack side.
Yeah, it's brilliantly done. Vitality know where the B, or where the hit's coming through. They immediately stop it. And yeah, I mean, just caught off guard are Fnatic.
One enemy remains.
It's been a difficult one to try and bring together this double duelist for Fnatic. The Phoenix looking so good in its first outing, of course, with Sivov.
Yeah, and uncharacteristically, Yampi very quiet after a 1 round, looking to settle the nerves of Vitality.
Yeah, calm them down a bit. I mean, for an emotional leader, sometimes you do just need to be able to play both sides of the coin.
Yeah. Kayak, once again, going for the operator. It feels like a key component of this defensive side for Fnatic. It's Vitality again. Start their attack side default.
Oh, but it's the smoke up that makes you wonder, could there possibly be an operator behind it? Just not the usual combination.
But this is what Vitality have done time and time again. They put this blaze wall up, created a question mark, and look how far back Kayak is going. He's respecting it, but he's waiting for his opportunity.
Drone didn't spot.
It's time in the sun.
Kayak looking down the lens. And Vitality about to walk in. Yampi the closest to it as it stands, and Kayak will win the duel this time.
Aye, well, Vitality looking to head elsewhere, nothing to do with that operator. The B side does have players manned, ready to go.
Vitality ready to go in. 1 execute is all they need. Crossing the 30 seconds mark, and they've made their way onto the site. Bullish in approach. Boaster dropping back. Molly at his feet, and he's forced to respect it. Chronicle at the double. Finally now showing up at the final moments. The light at the end of the tunnel shining on Vitality at last. 8 consecutive losses. Could this be the one they overturn?
And they have to retake with an operator. This is going to be so difficult for Fnatic.
Sits all on Alpha then to try and make something happen, but he hasn't considered the angle, and so it must be Kayak. It isn't this time! Streaks are there to be broken, final bosses are there to be beaten, and at long last,